So I'm trying to look as appealing as possible for my YouTube video viewers. Fuck. Anyway, I was recalling a intense experience I had in Montreal a number of years ago when I was about 18, 23 now. And got to this point where I was separated from my buddies, kind of doing my drunken thing at a bar club fucking place, and I met up with some other first years from McGill, and things I thought were going well. I guess I was talking to a girl and was hitting on her, and she mentioned she has a boyfriend, and I'm like, "Are you sure?" Ha ha ha! So funny. She didn't like that at all, and left and must have talked to her friend, and her friend came up in less than 2 minutes later and was like, "You gotta leave, buddy. We don't want you here." I was about at the end of my ropes with this kind of shit for some reason. Really, it was really over the top what I did. Like, I called her a bitch, or what did I say exactly? It's like, "You were really some bitch," or something really mean, and it started out like that, and then I tried to pick a fight with all her friends, and there was like a dozen guys there, and they were just laughing me off, really. But I was sticking my finger in their faces like, "Fuck you, like, I bought this champagne," even though I hadn't paid for it yet. I could have gotten away with that, but I was just like, "Oh, you like my champagne, but you don't like me." The next thing I know, they got the attention of a bouncer, and I'm getting confronted by a bouncer, and I pushed him. I think I pushed his face even. Like, I put my hand in his face and "fuck off." And then he grabbed me by the neck with his arm around my neck and dragged me out of the club. I almost passed out because he was choking me out, and I'm on the ground now. He threw me on the ground, and it was a cold winter's night, man. So I would have just left, but I did the coat check thing. So I'm like, "Please give me my coat, man. Like, fuck. Need my coat. Can't leave." And then they were like asking me questions, and I was crying my eyes out. "Fuck you guys. Like, fuck this. Fucking hate you." I eventually talked them into giving me my coat, and then I also mentioned I bought the champagne, so used my brother's credit card to pay for some champagne. Tears in my eyes, and everyone watching me, and then I left, and I'm like, if you knew me at the time, like, I was an emotional wreck, and I started running through the streets of Montreal all fucking crazy like, and I was yelling, "Nobody loves," like at the top of my lungs in a shrieking voice. "Nobody loves." And I remember very quickly there's a couple that was walking down the street, and they turned around and started running away from me. Fucking crazy guy yelling down the street while drunk. And then I kept going, kept feeling crazy, kept yelling shit. And there's a few cars, and I chased after them, flipping them off, yelling at them, and they just drove away and left me alone. I pissed on a car, and then I got even angrier, and I came over to a couple parked cars, and I punched the back window of a van, and it was a really weak punch, to be honest. It made me even angrier that I couldn't punch hard for some reason. And then I kept trying to beat up the window, or another window. I kept walking, and driver's side window, I elbowed it. Fucking couldn't elbow hard either. And then I decided to kick it. The kick was like the opposite of the punches, man. It went straight through that window. And that's when I calmed down. I was like, "Holy fuck, it just broke somebody's window." I was halfway in the car, like my leg just went all the way through, and I was like straddling the side of the car door. Fucking got out of there. No one saw it. No one knew anything. Alarm didn't even go off. So I kind of half calmed down because it was like really intense. I just broke a window and I was pretty far away from my hotel, so I called a cab and then started getting emotional with the cab driver, started yelling and shit at the cab driver, but not really at him, just like in general, saying like pretty conspiracy shit and anything I could think of. It was really emotional. I was crying. And that's pretty much the whole extent of that. Lesson learned. I don't know, like, just don't get drunk and emotional.